up, YouTube?
This is the first real episode of the 8-Bit Crusaders. We're really excited to bring this to you today.
So today we're going to cover Oddball Systems, the Action Max.
The Action Max. Yes, we're going to cover this unique VHS-based game console. It's going to be exciting.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I hope you're ready.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Intelligence has identified a substantial buildup of hostile forces right here in our own backyard. And I'm giving you the green light to clean them out. Gentlemen, you're the best. Get up there and prove it.
Okay, boys, let's kick some.
I've got him. Watch back. Moving down the right side. He's on me. Pull out. Pull out. He's on your way. Keep on him.
Action Max for your VCR.
Yeah.
If it were any more real, it wouldn't be a game.
Woo! I'm the ghost of Pop's Ghostly.
No, you're not.
Oh.
Bye.
Oh.
I killed it.
Wait, I have respawned!
No, you shut up. Kids, don't play with guns. Bye.
Alright, instead of cartridge... One more time.
Instead of cartridge.
Cartridge. That's a whole...
The Action Max was a video game system produced by the company Worlds of Wonder back in 1987.
That's right, and the company was also responsible for such interactive toys as Teddy Ruxpin and his pal Grubby.
Of course.
One of the very first actual laser tag games available to the general public.
Oh yeah,
it
there's a really cool picture actually available of the person who owned the company at the time.
It's caused a revolution.
Yeah.
Very cool. And they also came out with Pamela, the living doll, which was a very cool thing intended for young girls. They could actually interact with it and
really fucking creepy. Actually,
I wasn't gonna go there, ladies and gentlemen, but
I'll say it again. Creepy.
Look it up. Look it up. You'll see it's nightmare fuel.
It's great.
And what else is Worlds of Wonder known for?
Well,
Something else.
Surprisingly, they distributed the Nintendo Entertainment System the first couple years it was available in the United States.
That's amazing. I actually did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew that. The Worlds of Wonder.
Something you really wouldn't consider, but I mean, they did one video game system, so.
Well, yeah, the Action Max, which was a step in a totally different direction.
Video game system. We all got opinions.
Sure, which we're going to get into very shortly. Okay, while he's unboxing this thing, instead of cartridge-based media like most of its predecessors, this system actually works on VHS tapes, which was completely mind-blowing for the time. It was totally unique. No other system did this.
Exactly.
And now we're going to take a look at the hardware of the Action Max.
All right.
So
when you first get an Action Max, you usually have a box for it. The box actually looks like one of the VHS tapes that comes with the box. Sorry about the noise. Styrofoam, it's like 20 years old. Older than that. So yeah. But so you get the thing, and what you're going to see here is I have a case on it that looks like I bought it for $10. But I didn't. I bought a VHS tape from a Salvation Army that came with a little plastic, covering on it. But I can't get this off really very well. I need some Goo Gone or something. This is the top of the styrofoam that comes with the Action Max. So I don't have the box, but I'm looking to buy one off eBay. So if you got one, help a nerd out, So
drop some line underneath.
Yeah, hit me in the DMs, yeah. So comes with these headphones. So over time, they have broken in half. So both of these ears are together. I don't even attempt to take them out. I've taken these out and used them, of course.
So you want to upgrade the headphones if
you want to upgrade your Action Max. So let's take this.
Now this is the game that came with the system originally, Sonic Fury.
Yep, it's great. All dusty. It's great. Game / VHS movie, basically. So live action, stereo sound, it's wonderful.
If you're a fan of the Top Gun movie, this is the game for you. I mean, it follows along that line of action. It's fighter combat.
Yeah. It's not very expensive.
Lots of
I mean,
cool
if you want
footage.
to buy it by itself, it's not very expensive. It's like, I've seen it for $20. Or if you want to be that person, you go on YouTube and look up all of the light gun games. There's an account that does light gun games and has, I believe, every single game for the Action Max
Oh, nice.
recorded on there.
Because we're going to get into this later, but there are some really rare ones out there as well.
Well, there were only 5 games released for the Action Max. There was a 6th game that was being planned to be released, but it was never released in time for its release.
No, what was that one called?
Fright Night.
Fright Night. Okay. Was that based on the movie Fright Night?
Yeah.
Sweet.
And then there's another game that's would have been kind of like that, which is Pop's Ghostly, which I think is probably the best game on the system.
Yeah. Oh,
The other game that I own for the Action Max is Hydro Sub 2021.
Very cool.
It's actually a pretty cool game, but once again, game loosely. I mean,
It brings to mind Sewer Shark on the PlayStation.
you need to stop with Sewer Shark, really.
I'm a
And
huge
not
fan
on
of
the
Sewer
PlayStation, on the Sega CD.
Sega CD. Okay, I was close.
I like Sewer Shark. He gives me about Sewer Shark all the time. I like Sewer Shark a lot.
I have fond memories of Sewer Shark because I remember getting
does.
the system for Christmas and hooking it up, and that was the game that came with the Sega CD, and we were kind of stuck with it for a while until we got another game. But let's move on, shall we? We'll talk about
FMV. That's all I gotta say. Alright. Is it up or is it...
We're gonna do a show
It's
on,
down.
on Sewer Shark in the near future.
Alright, so we went through our 1980s headphones. We're great.
There you go.
We got the box. We got some dirt all over it. And later on, I'm going to tell you how I got this. Which,
Interesting story.
yeah. Okay.
Here's the
Now, let's
Piece de
hope this doesn't
resistance.
fall down.
there she is.
Ah. Alright. She's nice looking. She's a pretty girl. Alright. So we got the Action Max here. Nice and textured. All pretty. Came with this beautiful gun we got right here. You know, your generic light gun. All gray. Then we got this little red sensor. Made in China. Oh yeah. Zoom in. It's got this little suction cup on it. And you just stick it on your TV in the corner. So inside the game, when you put the game into your VHS player, there's this little circle in the corner. And it's just big enough for this little red circle. So you stick it right over that in the right hand side of your TV. And in doing so, it interacts with the light coming out of this gun, and then the system would number how many times you made a contact with that little red adapter on your TV. So it goes up to 99. So unfortunately, my system is wonderful, and occasionally, not even occasionally, most of the time, if I hit this button one time, it'll go from 0 to 99. It's great. So I need a new Action Max. But
Again, if you have one for sale, leave us a message.
hook a
down
nerd
below.
up, you know. But I think it's really my adapter here. So yeah, so we got these little plugs here, all kinds of them. So this thing would take batteries.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
So would take batteries, but I have an adapter that you can plug it into the wall. So I get these little icons. So you put your 1980s headphones here. Right now we call them dollar store headphones. This is a little audio icon here. So if you want the sound to go on, or you want it on.
Now, speaking of the audio,
Mm-hmm.
I know you can use the headphones with the game, but so the sound would actually come out of the console and not through the TV exactly?
Well, the sound can come through the console, and it can come through the TV at the same time.
So it has an internal speaker.
So yeah, it has actually surprisingly a really nice internal speaker. Really crisp sound. Really nice. Like when they say stereo sound, like it's really good. I was very surprised. And so I went and was messing with it, and you can plug it into the VCR through the back via
Through the AV connections.
yeah, I got the cable
Okay.
over there.
Okay.
And then it'll mix the sound that comes through the Action Max, which every time you shoot the gun, it makes a like a
gunshot kind of sound.
yeah, kind of, but not as lame as like the, you know.
So it doesn't have like Atari 2600 sound effects or
Pew,
anything like
pew.
that?
No,
Okay,
it's not
okay,
like that,
okay.
but it sounds cool, and it's really rich sound out of here. So then when you take
Surprisingly.
it from here and plug it into the VCR, then you got some really cool, you know, kind of
It gives you more like an immersive experience.
yeah. So it's real in
Okay.
depth, depending on what TV you use. Speaking of that, it would have to be a CRT.
That's right.
An older one can never use a HD TV because it just would not work nowadays. They're actually working on a this you probably don't know, but they're actually working on it's a Kickstarter currently, and they're trying to get and it works, I guess, theoretically, but it's this little board that plugs into your Mario Duck Hunt game. And
cool.
so you can use it on HD TVs. So it plugs into your gun, and then plugs into your Mario Duck Hunt cartridge. It's a board you plug inside into it. And you plug it into your Nintendo, and it will work on supposedly on HD TV, but it costs like $120 or something.
Yeah,
It only
that's-
works
I don't
for
know
like
if
one
that's
game.
Really worth it
So
for-
yeah,
for
but
Duck Hunt.
yeah, back to this. So yeah, so we get the sound on the TV immersed with the sound of VHS tape running. So yeah, if I didn't mention, you gotta plug it into a VCR. Obviously, it does not come with said VCR. So yeah, it's
But you can find a VCR at any yard sale, thrift store.
Facebook Marketplace,
yeah, for
Offer
very
Up, Let
cheap.
Go, you know.
Find them for around
Mercari.
$5.
Wherever, for free from your mom, your grandma, your baby mama's
I
mama.
was lucky to find one in my parents' basement
Yep, that's what I've had.
with a layer of dust on it.
Hooked up to this guy. So, it's an interesting little idea, I think.
It's very
So-
unique.
Yeah, to come up with and say, because the VHS tape just plays, you know, all the way through, and you're just shooting a gun. So,
Like a
but
sewer shark.
you know, that's enough. But Sewer Shark is awesome. But you know, they did have a game called Blue Thunder.
Ah,
So Blue Thunder was a movie.
1983, starring Roy Scheider. Very cool.
System released in 1987. And you know, so it was quite a while after the movie came out.
And that's that's the most rare game, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's a little
It's
expensive.
impressive. With, of course, footage from the movie.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they probably got the rights for really cheap from that movie because it was kind of a box office failure.
I would guess so.
It was your typical 80s shoot 'em up action movie with a cool helicopter, and that's pretty much all I had going for it.
And that's basically why they wanted it, because it would
Yeah,
be
it was perfect for a video
just
game. I mean,
like,
you couldn't go wrong.
it would be, I don't even know where I put it, but it would just be like any of those other games.
Oh yeah,
And that's the downfall of the Action Max, is that,
the games were all the same,
I mean, it's just a gun all the way through.
and the game never changes. You're just rewinding
No.
the tape and playing the same
Yep,
adventure over
every
and
time.
over again.
20 minutes. That's how long the games were, you know. And like I said, you can look up all these game footages on YouTube, which is real interesting.
They are. I mean,
And,
the actual
you know.
gameplay, the in-game footage is incredible. Pop's Ghostly comes to mind.
There's some really great quality that they put into the game.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, I mean, that's the only media that they had going for this thing. This thing just counted how many hits you had. So it's like, they had to really put in the quality. And, you know, for
And they did.
1987.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, the production
nice.
value on all those games is fantastic, I think.
Yeah, so I'm impressed with it as an idea, you know. And there's a lot of other systems, not a lot, but there are other systems that focused on this idea of using a media as a video game.
Oh, absolutely. Mattel's Captain Power comes to mind. It worked on the same principle.
VHS.
That involved... Also, they had a Saturday morning cartoon series. Each week, it was something different. You could interact with these toy spaceships, and it would interact with the TV. It was basically a light gun, but at some point, if you got hit, it would eject your character from the ship. You could put action figures in it, which I think we're going to do a show on this in the future.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
it was based on the same principle. So the idea did actually take off, and it became fairly successful, but in other mediums, such as the Captain Power Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, that's actually what made this fail. Because Captain Power came out, and then, you know, had this Saturday morning TV show, cartoon show, so it's like...
It just couldn't compete with 5 games.
You know, this was...
Or a weekly TV show where you had new content every single
week.
week.
I mean, and you could interact with it.
And
this was just kind of like, you know, hey, it looks cool. This is all we got.
That's 5 games, and you're going to like them.
You check this out.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool to mess around with, you know, get some friends, come over.
Oh, yeah.
Get drunk.
Great party game.
Shoot at some stuff.
I am Bob's Ghostly. I cannot recommend that game enough.
I really enjoy that game.
The special effects in it, they're really corny, really cheesy looking.
That's the best part.
But it's super fun to watch.
Yeah. And then we can go to... There are some homebrew games for this system. So obviously that happened a long time after the release of this system. So on AtariAge.com, there was this user, and he posted, you know, saying, we are gonna do this thing. I got this idea for making homebrew games for the Action Max, and it's really interesting to me. So the moment I picked up the Action Max, I was like, oh, you know, I thought of the idea that maybe there's homebrew games for this thing. So that was the first thing to pop up. So I start reading through this thread and all these people interested in it. And, you know, long story short, he ends up making a game. And the first one's called Bubba's Buck Blastin'. So he took the art of the boxes. I think I stuck them under here. Let me grab it again. Oh, yeah. Took the art from the box with this little kid, you know, shooting at the screen and whatever. And inside put a picture of his game that he videoed, which has like a little buck with a little shoot icon on it. But the little kid on the screen is pointing away from the buck. He did that on purpose. And it's real interesting to me that they would make that, because my idea was you hook this up to a VHS player. Thus, you could hook it up to a DVD player. And that was my idea. I was like, I could just get all these games, download the videos of these
burn
games.
them to a DVD.
Yeah, burn them to the DVD. That way I don't have to deal with a VHS player. Turns out I don't have a DVD player either. So...
It's time for another trip to Goodwill.
Yeah, for real. I used to have one not long ago. But... So, this guy was wanting to put them on VHS and then, like, get the cases made and everything and make them look official. He ended up putting it on DVD, made his own little case for it. It was nothing special, but made it, and he was shipping them out. Then started producing a couple other games. From what I can tell, I could be wrong, and I'm probably very wrong, but what I could tell, there's only, you know, that one game readily available.
I still think that's very cool because it really attests to the longevity of the system.
Yeah.
People are still interested in it after all these years. So I think that's what's most unique about it.
Yeah.
And it to cause people to make these home brews and to keep the interest going. I think that's very cool for a system that was obsolete when it came out. Obviously,
Definitely. I mean,
nobody wanted this system.
And it makes me think of the Laser Active. And I talk
Laser Active.
Yeah, because it's just like the VHS. You know, it's
okay.
like a medium of that you would use to watch, you know, videos on. They made a system to.
That was the Laserdisc based system, wasn't it? Okay.
So it's just like the, you know, just like all the,
well,
just
similar
like
concept.
Yeah. So.
Well, there were also actual arcade, stand-up arcade Laserdisc-based systems. Of course, the famous Dragon Slayer, Space Ace,
of course.
Firefox, which was my favorite one, made by Atari.
Of course, who's Atari?
I'm an Atari guy.
He's a fanboy.
Yes. But no, I think that's really cool. Now, for the average collector out there, would you recommend the Action Max?
I 100% would recommend the Action Max. I think it is a really cool system that it's nice just to have to play around with. You know, mine's faulty, but I mean, I would recommend getting one. You know, they're not that expensive actually.
No, you can find them.
But I didn't know about the Action Max until I found it. Okay.
See, I'm old enough to remember the Action Max. I remember when it was released in 1987 and actually seeing it at the stores set up on a kiosk. And I remember playing this thing. Me and my little brother, we asked for it for Christmas until my dad actually saw the gameplay of this thing and quickly told us, no way, that thing's a piece of shit. I'm not going to waste my money on this thing that only has 5 games available for it. And so that was my the end of my Action Max dream for at the time. And how did you continue your Action Max dream?
So it started on Facebook. Okay, so I'm just sitting there one day.
Which is how great romances start. I'm going to play on this.
No.
Thing. Come on!
It's mine. Number
Super
1.
Shark.
Yeah, that's how. No, go there later. That's how. So I'm in the Facebook Marketplace, you know, and I'm just looking through stuff. I'm always trying to get a good deal on something. I never pay sticker price on anything, even at regular stores. I'm trying to haggle. And they tell me no. I keep going, but so I'm messing with it. I'm looking through, and then you know, I look up. I think I looked up Atari, and then, you know, all the things that were like 25 miles or less, there's nothing I really cared for. And then I see this thing. And for me, bins mean the world.
Oh, yeah.
Like when I see a bin in a garage sale or I see a bin in a Facebook picture, I'm like, oh my God, I want to know what's in that bin. And it freaks me out because I'm just like, oh. And I was like, and I see this price. It says $40. And I was like,
okay.
And it says there's 3 bins. It's actually said there were 4 bins, but he consolidated. Ended up with, actually there were 3 bins. I ended up with 2, because he consolidated. So it told me that we're a whole bunch of Atari 7800s, Atari 5200s, a whole thing of controllers, some other random crap.
Yeah, there's cables.
A whole bunch of cables. Oh my God, I still haven't gone through all the cables yet. And this was like a couple months ago. And so, and then he goes, then there's this weird system. And those words really, you know, perked my spidey senses going. And I said, oh yeah? And I was like, send me a picture. And he sends me a picture, and I was like, what the hell is that? And I was like, I don't know what that is. And then he goes, it's got a VHS tape with it. It's probably how to play the game or something. And I was like, and then one Google search tells me, that's not how to play the game. That is the game.
That is the game.
And that was included for $40 with all those other systems. But downfall, I live in Michigan.
Southeast Lower Michigan.
He lived in Indiana. it's what is the drive? 2 hours?
I think it's more like 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. I call him up. He's working, and I'm like, we gotta go. And I won't tell him what it is, what we're getting. But I said we gotta go.
This was around 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yep.
Mind you, when I get the text.
He gets off work early, and comes, and then we drive out there. 2.5 hours. Meet this guy at a random ass gas station, and it's all. And then he.
It was dark. It was freezing cold outside. Rainy, sleet.
Yeah. It's a truck stop gas station in the middle of Indiana.
I started getting nervous because the guy didn't even show up. He was running late.
Yeah. And then I get all this stuff, put it all in the car. We go get some Subway across the street at this gas station, and drive 2.5 hours home, and then went through all the controllers.
That was
wound
well
them
worth
up.
It. That was well worth
everything.
It, though. That was a lot of fun.
Gave him a 5200 because he didn't have one because he wanted one. I got mine's in the corner. I already had before that.
We ended up with a whole bunch of 7800s.
Oh my god, I got like 16 7800 controllers. I don't know, like some weird stuff in there. I got some stuff in the cabinet over here from there. But
that was the story of the Action Max.
Yeah, so the Action Max. Would you recommend the Action Max?
Actually, I would, only because it's so cool. It's unique. The games, the production value in the games, it's well worth it just for that alone.
Yeah.
I know the games they're all the same. It's just point and shoot. But just the cool factor and it being so unique, especially if you can find one in the box. It's just a cool thing to have in your collection.
Yeah, definitely.
It's one of those oddball systems. I mean, everybody has any of the Atari systems. There's nothing unique about those. Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
This just stands out of the crowd to me, and to me, I was a huge fan of it when I was a kid, like I was saying before, and it was definitely on my Christmas wish list. And I would put it on your Christmas wish list because it's a cool system.
Put it on your eBay wish list.
Yes, eBay wish list. You can probably go up there right now and find one for fairly cheap. I think they go for around.
I've seen them
$150 in the box.
Oh, I've seen them for like $40.
$40.
Okay,
loose though. Loose.
No, I've seen them at the box with other games for like $40.
Well, there you go.
But I've seen them, for 160.
So the price range is all over the place.
Yeah, but
just make sure it comes with this and it works.
I would shoot for one with the box though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Because generally when you get it in the box, everything's there. The power cable.
Yeah.
The sensor.
Generally.
Yeah.
I mean, I've bought a lot of systems that's not true. But, I'm staring at some behind me. But, yeah. Vic 20. But yeah. So.
Commodore, your glutton for punishment.
Yeah. But I love it so much.
That's for a different show, though.
Okay.
So, yes, in closing, I would say go out and buy a Sewer Shark for your Sega CD. Then, after you play that game, go play the Action Max console with all the games. I recommend Pop's Ghostly.
Oh, yeah.
Blue Thunder, if you can find it.
Mm-hmm. I would say Bubba's Buck Blasted.
Yes, which you can buy online.
Yeah. Atari Age. You'd have to message or post on the forum to see if he's still selling it. I'm trying to personally get a copy myself right now, because I would like to play it.
It's worth the wait.
Get a DVD player, but yeah,
definitely worth the wait.
Yeah, but thank you guys and girls and everybody.
Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you give us a like.
Ding that bell.
Throw comments down there for us.
Yep. I mean, let us know what you think about this stuff. We really do care about this stuff, and we want to make it, Because
that's why we're here. We're here to preserve the history of these games.
Ah.
I mean, or else Action Max is going to fall into obscurity, and it's...
It already did, but hey.
Well, we're here to bring it back.
Hey, But yeah, thank you guys for watching.
And join us next time.
I know we were a little long-winded, but,
we could talk all day on the Action Max.
Yeah, I don't know, it's just interesting.
It's exciting to me.
Yeah, so thank you for watching,
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah, next time. We're trying to do videos every 2 weeks. So, you know, we're going to have all this content lined up. So we should have a video every 2 weeks coming out. I'm thinking on Mondays of each week.
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah. Okay.
So join us.
Join us. Thank you very much. We are the 8-Bit Crusaders.
You know what game I'm going to play on this
No.
thing? No, come on!
It's mine. Number
Sewer
1.
Shark.
We're not playing it. We're not playing it. I'll shoot you with that gun again. Pops Ghostly.
I'll be good.
I'm the ghost of Pop's Ghostly.
No, you're not.
Oh.